Okay, so comments will splash up here.
Yeah.
Right. So
Don't want me to do that. Just watch you.
all right, who wants a banner? Oh, you want a banner? Oh, hang on, there's only two left. Oh, the kids give one. Oh no, there's one left. There's one left. Who wants one? Yeah, you got one. You can have the special one. You can have this one. Are you ready? How are we doing, Dad? You all right?
Yeah, is it on? It is on.
Right, everyone. You're live across the world. Don't swear. How are we doing tonight? Come on. Come on. We're stood in a green and pleasant land. Although, it's about to be built on. Who here wanted to be built on? No. Did anyone vote for that? No. Oh, apparently you did, because the council want to do it. No. So, who here knows who I am?
Yeah, I know. I do. I do. I do.
Oh, of course you do. My name's Stephen Holloran. I've been moaning about this for a long time, but given up. Now, there's a couple of thank yous. I want to thank Kelly. Where's Kelly here? Yeah. That's you are. Do you want to come and say hello? Now, without you, Kelly, I wouldn't have done this because I saw the bridge, I saw how beautiful it was. I thought, that cannot go. And I joined the group and I started ranting by that bridge. How long? 3 weeks ago? Yeah. And that video was fantastic. It got out there, and guess what? I got Mike just down there talking, and then I got you. So thanks. Hey, by the way, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Andrew Dyer. I'm the Green Party councillor for Sandymore, Moor and Daresbury.
Yeah. Who voted for him? Now, do you oppose it or do you want it?
I oppose. I stood on a basis. I stood at the election only a few months ago now. I stood that I wanted to protect the green space around the ward. It's precious and it needs to be protected. So I've stood on that basis, and I'm here to do whatever I can to prevent and restrict as much development as I can on any remaining green space, this included.
Yes. How many people have signed, gone online to, what's the email address again? Is it Sandymore, Warford, live, nonsense?
The consultation email.
Yeah, has anyone signed no to it? Like a big fat no. How many of your friends have done that? How many, actually, this is a good question. How many people do you know want this too? Who wants more homes? As far as the eye can see.
The other local councillors do.
Who?
The other local councillors judging by the email.
Oh, did he? Well then, they're stupid. I'm sorry. But there's a plan in action. We got them to extend the consultation period, didn't we? Through public pressure, and we could do the same again. Because we don't want this built, do we? Who wants it to be extended or cancelled? Here. Who here has been to the consultation meetings recently?
I went to the parish council meeting.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We need more. We need more people to go.
There's
Did
two.
you go?
There's two
Yes.
consultation
Remind
meetings
us
coming.
the date.
So the first one is Saturday. I was just getting the time.
Oh, it's too short. No, we stopped that.
So we've got Saturday the 16th of October, 9:30 till 12, and then Wednesday the 20th of October, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Both of them at the community entrance of Sandymore School, and Homes England and all of their merry band of consultants who think that there's sufficient road capacity, flooded capacity, and everything that, and they think that there's enough space for another additional 850 houses are going to be there to justify their thinking.
What's actually achievable with us now? What can we actually do as a group of people?
So obviously it's only at a consultation phase at the moment. So basically right now we can lodge our objections and our concerns about the development. Regardless of what happens at this consultation phase, Homes England are duty bound by the Prime Minister to
Good evening, Prime Minister.
to bring forward outline planning permission in an approximately 6 months' time, which we can all oppose again. Which is important to stress as well, that just because you've written into the consultation doesn't mean that anything you've submitted for that will be taken into consideration by Holton Council as part of the outline planning permission review in the 6 months' time. So you'll have to submit it all again. Don't rest on your laurels, you'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
And basically it will be at that point that they will determine what, if any, houses and how many and what they look like and how many floors they are and whether or not they're built with sustainable materials or net carbon zero or not, or whatever. It will be at that point, all of that will be determined, and then it will be handed over to developers to bid for the work and bring it forward. But basically, so that's kind of what. So at this moment in time, not all we can do, but what we can do is make sure that Homes England, the parish council, the Holton Borough Council, their planning department, and all of the elected council and MPs are all aware of how strongly we feel about this development, and ensure that there is as much opposition and as much whether or not we can't hand on heart and say that we will stop this from happening. I can't make that promise because there are lots of moving parts in place, but we cannot allow this to happen and quietly. We can't sleepwalk into allowing this to happen. We can't go, well, if we can't stop it, it's no point doing anything. There is so much that we can do and that we should do to let people know how strongly we feel about this development. This is one of the last few pieces of green space we've got in the borough. And the fact that it's not protected green belt shouldn't affect whether or not we allow developers to run their diggers into it and start building 3 or 4 story buildings.
Yeah, so that's going to happen down there, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, by the edge of the canal, there's 3 or 4 story apartments onto the canal, is what's in the outline thinking.
Can't they use existing empty buildings up there and convert them into camps?
Well, those ones up there?
Yeah.
Well,
That's too expensive buildings.
They are building on there, so
Hi there, okay.
Yeah, but don't they use them rather than expand more and more?
the Dalton Council don't have no imagination.
Well, we know that.
With regards to the consultation meeting Saturday and the other one,
Yeah,
are they individuals?
No, there's no appointment or anything like that. It's just
So can a group of people turn up
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
Right.
They'll be arranged to all meet at a certain time.
That's what
My
I'm
only-
going. Oh, it's Boris Johnson.
he's changed his mind.
Sorry, can't answer your call a minute. Hold on. Have a lovely holiday. So what do you say?
Yeah, with regards to the meeting, obviously, if you think about how many people are here now, if you divide that number of people by 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
not many people are going to be able to see them to get their points across. It needs to be kind of pretty well organised, I think, 2
Yeah,
days long to ensure you cover all of the different points that they're aware. You know, from my perspective, we live on Marina Village now. You know, one obviously I've got concerns about it anyway, but what is not mentioned in that proposal is the fact that there's going to be roughly 850 houses. The average cars per household is 1.4, so you're looking at 1,200 cars, 1,300 cars, all wanting to come this way, A to go to Aldi or B to get to the motorway to go to work. At this moment in time, they all go along a single track road in Marina Lane, because it's quick, there's no speed bumps, that traffic is going to massively increase. So when I put my objections forward now, what I stated to them was they need to take into consideration the cost of widening that road, compulsory purchasing land from 14 houses. My belief is the only way to stop this is if there's not enough profit in it.
Yeah.
You've already got to spend £1 million to build a bridge over. I estimate the cost to be around 2 million to widen that road. So if they suddenly be burdened with another £2 million cost, I think it's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about environment. Holton Council have proven by building on all of that. And if you look at the remarks today, the amount of people who objected to building on that, the Forestry Commission, Network Rail, there's some big players. And Holton Council railroaded a lot of them and ran it through. And we'll do the same on this side, because all they're thinking about is 1,000 houses with 1,000 council tax income free of charge. That's all they're interested in. And because you've got dinosaurs like Dave Carter who've been there since 1977.
It's about the back,
But people voted them back in again a few months ago. And they got an increased majority. So how do you fight that?
There's also another big development. You're talking about Marina Village. There's another big development going on
All of that
on the other side of the Dalby Hotel. Another 350 houses and commercial units. And since commercial units aren't as profitable as they were because everybody's working from home, they're actually going to increase the number of houses. So you've got your 850 houses here, and you've got your 350 at least houses over there.
There's 1,000 on that side. That's the Red Road development.
Plus 1,000 over
It's
there.
Red Road's biggest development in the country. And that's why they've opened an office there.
By the extra drain on the power. The extra drain on the power.
Yeah.
It's going to sort bad winter.
So I'm going to go to the meeting on the Wednesday. If anybody wants to join up with me,
I'm going on
I'll be around about 6 o'clock again.
Yeah. Who wants to go to consultation on Wednesday? I'll be the Pied Piper. I'm going. I want to interview Homes England if I can. So any questions, forward them to me. I'll throw it at them. Although they're a bit wimpy, aren't they? Homes England.
Just say one thing. I was saying to a couple of people here earlier that about 2 weeks ago on Sunday morning on Politics North West, the Conservative MP, I think it was Warrington South, and I didn't catch the whole conversation, said it's their policy to build on brown belt.
Oh, really? Is this
Now,
brown belt?
now I could be slightly wrong, but I don't think I'm that deaf yet.
Last week,
Boris said it's built on brownfield rather than the greenfield. Because that was a big review of all the planning regulations and we're going to
Because
on that.
there's been a pushback in the Tory heartland that they don't want their greenfields
So
dug
why
up in
don't
the
we all
Tory
write to
heartland.
Boris then?
No, yeah.
All right to Boris.
Victoria Heartland don't want it on their green belt, which will be rad, isn't it? So, Wednesday, you're going to come and join me? We're going to make a big noise outside, one by one, go, no, no. Who's free Saturday? We need to make, because I'm not going to be there, I'm going to be in Blackpool.
Half 10 onwards Saturday.
Yeah. Who wants a leaflet? Who wants a batch of leaflets? We've got some leaflets. Leaflets? Right, we've got some
You can hand them out
leaflets.
to people to go in.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. Yeah, where do you live?
On the new bit of these days.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I've seen a lot of people in Bangor. You saw them as well. Who were in the new build areas who hated it less. Oh, you hear me?
3 years. I will do with you there. I'm the same as you. I'm not anti-build.
But they need to, as part of the Sandymore South development, which is 250 of the 850, is exempt from having to be affordable. The bits that are immediately next to Waterloo in Sandymore, those bits are exempt. But the Waterloo Farm part, yes, a chunk of that needs to be affordable. But affordable is loose terms, and it's 80% of the, if it was to be rented out using affordable rent as a guide, it's 80% of the market rate for that house. But they could still be 3 or 4 bedroom detached houses that are rented out at 80%. Yeah.
Developers want to make as much money as they can and they won't make it from building.
three-bedroom starter homes.
Who said that comment before about floodplains? Was it you? Yeah.
I've got an idea. Partners Homes printed all maps up around the area. You've been looking on like a satellite view or something, and if you look at maps on the Facebook, he's found all of that, and there's definitely floodplains in the area.
Oh yeah, Water Farm is one of the largest floodplains.
Yeah, it is a floodplain.
Yeah.
But down the side of here is the drain. It goes right. But they're building flood beds.
Yeah, they said Homes England said they're going to build these great big sump tanks underneath, aren't they?
Yeah.
So all the water will drain into there and it will get released at a flow that would normally flow off the land. So
Oh, I feel so much better.
Yeah, what Homes England have
that's
said.
what they said.
But it requires the Environment Agency to maintain the books, which they haven't done. And Kentwood's book is already falling apart and collapsing into the regularly flooding by the Dansbury Expressway. And they've turned up and they keep saying, oh, it's a bit hard, a bit expensive, and going away again. And yet they're thinking, oh yeah, let's pump another 850 worth of houses of water directly into Kentwood's book, but at a steady rate, and therefore that's okay. But we're like, but even at the Sandymore Parish Council, the people that were there were saying, no, if you're going to do that, before you break ground on the development, you need to spend another millions getting Kentwood's book up to standard before you even think about putting a drop of additional water into it.
I think that's the point that needs to be raised.
Yeah.
So they're the financial ones.
Yeah.
We'll give them some concern and they'll have to go away. Because obviously, you know, if you look at their website, Highland, they do, you know, a lot of development work all over the country. That, you know, some of it's huge, so they won't know this area or its history. And I think they need to be made aware of some of the challenges they've got. Not just the natural challenges, because that's what costs money. At the end of the day, they've got to be able to sell that to developers, and it's not profitable. You know, they might just decide.
And as you were saying just then, the access to the site is going to directly affect Marina Village and Mershaw. And but when it was challenged at the parish council, they were like, well, why can't you connect from the other side? They were like, oh no, we can't build over the Network Rail, so we can't connect from the other side. We have to build all around here. And we have to then...
It's too expensive, they say, Andrew. It's money again.
Yeah.
Expensive.
I live in a town now, really, isn't it? From A to B. That's what they're turning it into.
I live on Marina Lane, the old cottages that were built for many years. My house is in the 1960s. But I'm in the mid, I've got Marina Village one side, Marina Lane the next. I've written to every council.
Sorry, this my phone stopped working. I'll regurgitate.
I've told them all about the traffic.
Yeah, do you want to get closer?
Said, I don't know what you mean about the traffic.
Come closer.
About the traffic. Why would you go to Marina? And I said, because in Marina Lane, people on the track, the congestion there, they go through, and he says, I can't see that happening. So I've sent an email back saying, well, it happens now. So it's definitely going to happen when we've got more cars. And I live there, so I know what happens. So we're going back to Kent Road. Yeah, I started there like 7 years. Started a group of first time we went out, we actually went into the brook. There was quite a few of us, don't touch the same as us. There's road signs, there's tyres, there's stuff that it's not going to float. So it needs green. Yeah, we need help. Yeah, absolutely.
That's they're trying to promote. I know it's the old town, but they're trying to promote the tourism attraction on the canals. That's almost like a wonderful thing. There's nowhere for people to sit when they get off their boats or want to go visit the motorway. You know, we're not starving.
Going exactly the same as this one, but I thought they might make a road out of it. It seems to be. Because it's
anyone else got any questions on this side? Because we're top heavy here. Has anyone got any questions on this side?
The MP, I believe, is also against it, is he not?
Yes, we have somebody from the MP's office. Yes. Unfortunately, unable to be here, but he is sent a representative.
Round of applause, please.
But I know a lot of people have emailed in over the past few weeks. From the mail drop we did to residents in Sandymore and bits and bobs in North and Meredithshire, we've had over an 80% return rate, which is pretty much unheard of for any MPs surveying normal circumstances. We have written to Home England. We have obviously managed now to get them to agree to actually hold the consultation, because that was one of the main concerns in the first place, blaming COVID as an excuse. And given that we now have a new Secretary of State, Michael Bowes, who has promised on the front page of the Daily Mail look to build on Greenbelt, then I can assure you we will be speaking and meeting with Mr. Bowes, ensure that he his commitments. But if anyone does have any questions or concerns they want to raise, I'm happy to stay behind for 15 minutes if anyone wants to.
Oh, we're losing light at the moment.
What's his attitude to the fact that it's a Labour council that are proposing all this?
Mike is the MP for Weaver.
Oh yeah, I know that, but it's the same party, isn't it? I mean, how does he feel about that? When you look at the Labour Party manifesto, talking about protecting the environment.
I mean, Mike represents his constituents first and foremost. That's his job as Member of Parliament. If you look at the local plan that the council has put in, the 2019 one, it hasn't been signed off. It's still with the Secretary of State at the moment. So they can talk all they want about this 2019 plan. It has not been signed off by the government. So as far as we're concerned, it's not a done deal. It's far from it.
Yeah, that's not really what I'm asking. It's just what his opinion is, that it's a Labour council that are involved in this. So, you know, it's all about the party and everything, protecting the environment. Well, why is the council going ahead with this?
From the council perspective, it's something that has come from the planning department from there. As part of the new town plan from the 1970s, so it's something that has existed since the new town plan. But I think our attitude is very much 50 years ago was a long time ago, and priorities were far different to what it is now. And if you look at the amendments on the two plans for Sandymore, the original proposals for this land were an expressway actually through here. But even when they said they were going to build an expressway, this would be open and green space. And Mike will be doing all the planning as well, as we will be doing in the office as well, because we are looking for evidence ourselves to prevent it, even if that is against the opinion of the Parliament is in recess at the moment for conference season. We go back to Parliament on Monday, so we obviously will try and raise it as Prime Minister's questions, but Prime Minister's questions is a lottery system, so you either have to bid, or if not, we'll raise it as housing questions, given that Mike is also shadow housing minister as well.
Good question.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
He actually said about going to the events in the church and also just online stuff like that. There is a people locally signing and getting it to wait for Parliament.
Well,
yeah, well, so I'm looking. A second. But yeah, I will be on. So I met with Mike. Basically, it was suggested that probably the parliamentary petition site probably wouldn't. That it's easier to discard those and push them to one side with a fob off. So I'm going to be setting up a petition on change.org and then publicising it as much as I can, because petitions give, as well as hopefully if we can still get a photo up and things while we've got a good group. But before we lose the light entirely, but yeah, as much as we need to prove that there's this groundswell. Any more media presence, news and stuff like that? Yeah, well, say my comments. However, so I've only got 200 and odd followers on Facebook that are subscribed to my Facebook page. They haven't done that. You need to do that. But basically, but even that is monitored and picked up, and the comments that I've made on that have made their way into Runcorn and Widnes World, and it's from there they get picked up by the Liverpool Echo, and so basically, so word does get out. But yeah, absolutely, more can be done. Needs to be done.
Shouldn't everybody write to Michael Gove? 100 emails to Michael Gove. Would that help?
Oh.
Have you tried it?
Oh, very good. Very good.
I'll be happy to give you his email address.
Oh, private number.
It got bounced back. It said to contact my agent. Did I read something that Councillor Jennifer sent to me? Right, what we need to do is to use the consultation period to record our concerns and act further on the outcome. Everything you say about the infrastructure difficulties is true. Have you submitted them in the appropriate place? Once we know the infrastructure plans, we can analyse this forensically. At the moment, there seems to be aspirations rather than plans. Where will the proposed bus route be, and what company will see it economically viable? The consultation period ends on 31st of 2021, so we need to make sure that we take advantage of this. Regards, Jeff Logan, who's one of the councillors.
Yeah.
So he seemed positive after all of them.
I have reached out to the fellow councillors in North and South, and I've had some response, but not all of them. I'm not going to name names, but yes.
Somebody said the problem with the infrastructure is true. I've got that on an email because, you know, that's a big massive. Yeah.
Hello, I've just had some checking that one. Now, I haven't seen Mark yet. Who's from the mirror? Oh, go on, tell me.
Mark and the houses and the traffic and whatever that people do. They also already told you. Next to children, the doctors will not get the
No. I believe as part of what they were talking about, the consultants who have done all of their research, and they said that obviously the road network can cope with an additional 1,500 houses, cars, no problems. The floodplain could be coped with. They did say that the half a dozen shops now in Sandymore Centre can cope with an additional 800 houses as well. They don't need any more shops. But they appreciated that the doctor surgeries and dentists was a thing, but it was beyond their remit. But no, there's plenty of capacity.
Are you sure?
There's plenty of capacity in all of the local schools, and they've said that Holton Council, there is land allocated in Sandymore next to the village green for a primary school to be built there, and Holton Council supposedly have the money to build that, but at the moment there isn't sufficient demand because there is capacity in all of these.
It's getting longer as it goes.
Yeah, or Norton or St Bert's, so yeah. Until we see all of that, probably we won't see that until the outline of those schools, but we'll see how that will work. But at the moment, they just said that we will be protected by another big school. We'll see how that works. We'll have to see. Is there a limit to how this is contained?
Yeah. No, go on. Yeah. You've been given plenty of.
Yeah, there's plenty out. I've not been eating onions on. Just watching.
You've got a few there. Just say it keeps fluctuating.
There's 10 people. It's Boris Johnson watching. It's Boris Johnson watching, right? No.
Who was phoning Jake's dad before? Who was phoning Jake's dad before? Was it Boris Johnson himself who was phoning him? Someone was phoning him?
Yeah, you could try to, but it's turned off.
I don't really believe him. I want to.
You hope you've left enough for me, you lot.
Jake told us to eat them. No, I did. Jake told us to eat them. You stole it. He said whatever was left. I
Just
ate it.
to say that Sandymore Parish Council, which if you don't live in Sandymore, you might not be aware, but I believe that if you don't live in Sandymore, you can still respond to it.
So although I must stress at the moment, whatever I say here, my words are my own, and I'm not some robot that's turned up from the parish council. I'm the vice chair of the parish council. We've been of Sandymore Parish Council. We've been carrying out a survey of local residents, sharing it on Facebook and online one. The closing date of which is the 18th of October. We've already had, I won't specify how many results we've had, but based on what I've seen, I can imagine that Homes England have had a lot of feedback as well to their consultation, because I won't say exactly why I suspect that, but I suspect they would. At the previous parish council meeting, there were representatives from Homes England there, as Andrew mentioned, and I mentioned to them that we were carrying out the survey, and there are questions within the survey about the public's opinion of the development that's been proposed for here. And so the questions we're asking, and also an open comment section, it overlaps a lot with the consultation that Homes England are doing. So I've already stressed to them that the feedback that we get on our survey, we're going to be comparing to anything that Homes England say they've had as feedback from their survey. So we should have a lot of visibility. Like if Homes England say people did not raise this particular issue with us, but if we've had 50 people raise that issue with us on our survey, then we're going to know that's probably not correct what they're saying.
So yes,
so I think you can imagine how that should be used.
So if you haven't seen that questionnaire, you haven't responded to it so far, then we can get a link out to it, can't we? On the Facebook group.
The results for the survey, when they're released, will be dependent upon the agreement of the rest of the parish council. Kind of process we have to go through at the parish council. But if and when they are, then I'll be making sure that they get shared.
I think I'm making an announcement then.
Yes.
We're going to finish because we're losing light. Yeah.
There's a question in it. Do you live in Sandymore? Yes or no? But basically, you can fill it in and just tick that box.
Right, is the guy from the Runcorn World here yet? Mark? No? No.
We're going to take our own picture. We're going to take our own picture.
We're going to have to take our own picture and submit it, I'm afraid. So if you all want to gather in with your banners, who's taking it? You taking it? Yeah.
What's the first one?
What's it called now? It's opposed to. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Right, are we doing it this way? Yeah. Do you want to turn around this one? We'll go that way.
Oh, it's over.
says,
Forget his finger.
thank you very much.
What's heavy?
As many as
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. What's your name? Fun? Is it? Oh, golden family.
Any more leaflets? No, I'm just sticking up anywhere you want.
Not that they'll be up our way. I think it's very young though. On the council website, they have this how many places have been filled for the last year. There is space. Not
My guess is.
That's your task. How many places were available in September? Literally September 2024.
What do you think
It's weird, isn't yeah, it's weird. I mean, you mix the groups and see all like
Sorry?
Yeah. The reception in Bath, the reception 22 staff, and then from then on, it's all mixed apart from year 60 sometimes. Separate, either in one class or two. I think and then that can say
if you put your light on right here, then that's base. If you put your light on then that's base. And if you're running about out, not in the light. Secondly, turn off your torch. Thank you. See, I can stand in the way and get you. And I'm the tagger, It's still
Oh, how's it going? Oh, is it still live?
Hang on, let's see if I can get a light on. There we go.
You can't turn it on.
I can't turn it on. Can you shine on me? Oh, it's still on.
Hello. So hopefully you saw all that. I don't know what it looks like because of all the
facing
data.
me.
Eh?
It's facing me.
Oh, is it?
Camera.
Uh,
Can't turn it
turn it off now. Hello, everyone. Hold on, technical difficulties. Setting. Camera. Oh, it is facing you. Hope it wasn't facing that way all the way through.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
Hi, can you see me now? So hopefully that looks good to you because on it looks great here, but it might look like crap to you. Thanks for joining us. If you've seen all the information, I'm going to put it all out on another video and do all sorts of sharing data, sharing of ideas. Come to the consultation on Saturday. Come to the consultation on Wednesday next week. We need to show these people that this isn't going to go ahead because we don't want it to go ahead, and we're the voters. We decide. Okay. Now, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to leave you all to it. Stop eating the chocolate. See you later.